I wanted to start off by thanking all of our families, our friends, and our professors for helping us get through these last 3 years. I also want to thank probably the most important people in my lives the past 3 years, my fellow classmates, for electing me to be the student speaker. We learned throughout law school to exercise professional judgment, and I think you guys kind of messed up with your professional judgment by electing me to be the student speaker. I really don't know what I'm doing right now. And that's kind of how I started off law school. I really had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what kind of law I wanted to practice. I didn't know where I wanted to practice. And those were the two questions that were constantly asked of me by all my friends and my family. Where did you want to practice? What did you want to do? And depending on the day of the week, I always gave somebody a different answer. And I'm sure a bunch of my classmates have done the same. Some days, I wanted to be an intellectual property lawyer in New Jersey and stay close to my family. Sometimes I wanted to do environmental law and live in Vermont and save the planet. Then sometimes I wanted to be a public defender in Alaska or Colorado or just somewhere where I could go fishing. And then some days I didn't even want to be a lawyer. I wanted to swear off the legal profession. I had enough of classes. I was going to be a lumberjack or a fisherman. And actually, if anyone knows who's hiring as a any lumberjacks or fishermen, I don't want to take the bar. And those two questions were asked of me throughout the last 3 years of law school, and it was always hard to give an answer to those questions. And it was a reflection of what happened my first year of law school. I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know much about the law when I started law school. It took me about a half a semester, despite Professor Sparrow's best efforts, to realize that a tortfeasor is actually a bad thing, and you don't want to be one. I thought it was a really cool word, but you should not want to be a tortfeasor. That's bad. I also didn't know much about contract law and the Uniform Commercial Code, or as we all know it, the UCC. But now, after 3 years of law school and reading some parts of the UCC here and there, I know that the UCC only applies to merchants. Professor Hearn can't fail me in contracts now I already passed. And I really still don't know what's going on in civil procedure. I think that's just a given. But after my first year of law school and trying to figure out who I was as a person, I was able to get my first experience in the legal profession. I was able to clerk in Vermont, and I was able to realize that I could be a part of the legal community. I started to believe in myself. I started to believe that I could face the tasks that law school presented. And that's how law school went. I started to believe in myself. And we all, at one point or another, we had to sit down, we had to study, and we had to believe in ourselves. No matter what we thought we knew, there was always a time where we had to rise to a challenge, that we had to put our self-doubt behind us, believe in ourselves, and move forward. And that's what the biggest lesson for me in law school was learning how to believe in myself, and also learning how to trust my friends and to trust the process. Without my fellow classmates, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish any of my law school accomplishments. I guess I accomplished something. I relied on my classmates. And it was the most important thing about law school, was becoming your friend and to learn from you all. And it was a pleasure to spend the last 3 years with you. And I would just want to thank you all again for being such great friends and colleagues. And when we're out here in the world, in the future, and you're going through some tough times, know that we can always rely on each other, and that you can always do whatever you put your minds to, because we did this. It's all about believing in yourself and trusting each other, trusting the process, and just really thank you all again for being such great friends and colleagues. If you ever find yourself in Colorado, you know where I'm at. Well, I don't know where I'm at yet, but you guys can give me a call. You got my number. All right. Thank you guys so much.